For hundreds of years, visitors to Scotland's Loch Ness have sworn that they have seen a monster coming up from the depths. Now the question is, has Nessie come to the United States? The mysterious
microwave popcorn is the devil for a lot of different reasons.
Trump has officially chosen his VP. No, it's not Vivek, and no, it's not RFK. He chose the...
Hey guys, tonight we got a set of videos that's gonna break your reality. So if you're ready, grab your snacks and let's check things out.
For hundreds of years, visitors to Scotland's Loch Ness have sworn that they have seen a monster coming up from the depths. Now the question is, has Nessie come to the United States? The mysterious sea creature was just spotted off the coast of North Carolina, and it's got a lot of people scratching their heads.
What on earth is that?
Look at that.
The giant sea creature was spotted off the coast of North Carolina.
I stood up real quick and I said, oh my gosh, it was kind of like we saw a dinosaur.
The Twitterverse is going into overdrive. A reference to the legendary Loch Ness monster of Scottish folklore. To solve the mystery, we turn to wild.
Now, we all know we've been questioning the ocean for a very, very long time now. A lot of people have been talking about the Leviathan, or we even been talking about the Megalodon, right? I personally believe they be telling us in these movies, yo, there's a whole civilization under there. Like, if you seen in the movie Wakanda Forever, you seen it was a whole civilization of people down there. Movies like Underwater got that big-ass creature. There's some down there.
In Scotland and decided to come here to the US. But seriously, I don't know what animal that could be. The way swimming is not an alligator. It's definitely not a whale or a dolphin. It looks kind of like it has a long body. The way swimming, it would be cool if it really was some type of dinosaur. You guys let me know in the comments what you think it is.
Is microwave popcorn. Microwave popcorn is the devil for a lot of different reasons, right? But the problem with microwave popping corn is the lining of the bag. Okay, so first of all, they're lining the bag with like PFOAs. Now this is like perfluoroacetic acid. And the problem with this is that it is considered to be a carcinogen, but it's linked to cancer, it's linked to infertility issues in lab animals once it's heated up. So the interesting thing is, if it's linked to all these issues in lab animals when you heat it up, and now all we're really doing is heating it up, you can't eat microwave popcorn without heating it up, now we've got a hot mess of a problem. Now the other thing is, there's something in a lot of microwave popcorn, when you see on the side of the bag where it says artificial flavor, or butter flavoring, or butter flavored, right? They're not using real butter here. What they're actually using is something called TBHQ and diacetyl butter flavoring, right? You can barely even say the words, but it usually says artificial flavoring, so on and so forth. The problem with it is that it's linked to brain inflammation. It's linked to different forms of dementia.
Like I said before, these people are just trying to every bit of money that we have in medical bills. What business does that, whatever chemical she mentioned, being on the lining of a popcorn bag, when they already have studies that if you heat that stuff up, it causes cancer and infertility. So population control again? I don't know. You guys tell me.
Trump has officially chosen his VP. No, it's not Vivek, and no, it's not RFK. He chose the Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. What do I think about this? Before we get to that, this right here is the reason everybody is saying what happened is staged. So I've had a really weird feeling about people saying it was staged, because if you look at the forensics, it's impossible to stage a 400-foot away bullet to go to an ear with the head turn. So I was sitting there wondering why that would be said. Well, until I got on TikTok and saw that, and a bunch of other of them were as well calling it staged. People think they're woke and away from the media, but the media still has you. And just know this, as y'all call it staged, there was an innocent bystander, a dad, a husband, and a son who got shot and lost his life. So I hope that makes y'all feel good. Ignorance hurts everybody. And I've watched a bunch of expert snipers give their take on the situation. Allegedly and apparently he had the pew-pewer in his sight for 3 minutes. But his chain of command never gave him the green light. Not even after we pulled the trigger. If y'all don't think this was a miracle, I don't know what to tell y'all. I've never been a political person, neither do I even think that votes count. But it's so apparent and obvious that they want this man gone. By the way, staging would mean that Trump knew what was going on, and to think that Trump would let himself get pewed at from 400 foot away is absurd. They have literally opened the border and tried to give voting rights to the people coming through. They made up straight lies about what Project 2025 was. I actually read most of it. Everything's a lie. Now here we are at a miracle and y'all are saying it's staged. Y'all better wake up. In my opinion, we have civil unrest coming like never before.
Yeah, I don't know if that was staged because one, like, why would you put yourself in harm's way just to stage something? You already win in the polls. Second of all, the whole thing about the Secret Service sniper having the guy in sight and them not giving them the go ahead to take the shot, that seems really fishy to me. I do not think that it was so much staged, but some of his Secret Service agents were compromised. They were trying to get him deleted because why would you not give the go ahead to take the shot when somebody's there with with an assault rifle? According to the news, they had him in sights for 3 minutes and you would not take the shot. After the sniper took the shot and deleted the guy, he allegedly got in trouble for that. Something's not right there.
This myth of this ancient city in India called Dwarka. Supposedly this city was just highly technologically advanced. It says there was 900,000 royal palaces made from crystal and silver, and like the whole interior was like gold and gems and like just this immaculate giant city, right?
Yeah.
But there was another rival city that tried to take over, and it says that there was a war that happened between them. It said this one city had ships that sailed in the air and that they would shoot lightning down onto the city to try to destroy it. And then the people of Dwarka said that they were shooting lightning back. And then shortly after this war, the whole place was flooded and lost forever.
Bro.
So they thought.
They found it?
Said that it was built off of 6 stones.
Yeah.
They described them in such a, like, these 6 stones that fit the description perfectly.
Awesome.
They found like coins that they carbon dated like over 11,000 years ago, and like all this crazy architecture that they're just pulling up. Like they're like starting to discover more and more the deeper they dug into the ocean. India basically is like, no more. Like we're done looking at it. Basically cut all funding and like.
Well, maybe it just became too expensive.
I don't know about it becoming too expensive. If they really found remains of an ancient city that's been in your legend and your storybooks and you're just gonna go ahead and say stop all of a sudden, because I don't think it's because of funding. Because think about it, if what they found is real, like why wouldn't you want it to come up to light? Because once it's out, then you could make money from tourism. But you cutting the funding and telling them to stop, like all of a sudden, that just makes it seem like you don't want the information to get out.
A woman is home alone with her child when he suddenly becomes overwhelmed with tears. When she asks him why he's crying, he says this:
"The river made us pass away."
The river did?
Yes.
The river made me and you pass away?
Yes.
A long time ago?
Yes. And now we're back.
Okay. And you got that from Scenic Relaxation and AK?
Yes, I did. Dad, we just passed away.
In the river?
Yes, passed away in the river.
By yourself?
With you. I want to pass away again.
You are?
I want to again.
You want to again?
Yeah, because I don't want to be here.
You don't want to be here?
No.
Why? Why don't you want to be here?
I will come back soon.
You will come back soon?
I will come back here soon as...
Grayson, honey, what are you talking about? And what made you say all that? What made you say that story?
It was a story.
It's not? Okay, let's not want to pass away no more, okay?
Why?
Because Mommy would be so sad.
Did you want to pass away with me?
I will go anywhere with you, buddy.
Why?
Because I'll never leave you alone. Ever. I'm always going to be here for you, okay? Okay?
Will you pass away for me?
I sure would. You want a hug?
Maybe.
Maybe. Would you like a big hug? A real big hug? Okay.
Overwhelmed with the memory of his past life, Grayson continues to insist that both he and his mother perished in a river a long time ago, only to return to this life together once again. The original uploader has since removed this video from her page and changed her username. Out of respect for her choice to do so, I have not tagged her in this video, but I want to know from your perspective, do you believe this little boy, or is this clip simply the result of an overactive mind? What do you believe?
Because when the video started, the conversation was already taking place. So we don't know if at the beginning of that conversation, the kid was telling the mother that he had a dream, you know? So it could be that what he was describing was a dream that he had, or it could also be that it was really that he was remembering an experience that maybe happened. There's not enough information for me to make a decision on this one.
Maybe this monster from the Bible isn't actually a story.
Something really strange is happening in our oceans, and the wildlife is clearly reflecting that. Groups of whales have been coming together before beaching and unaliving themselves, and scientists have no clue why. This specific group was located near Australia, and the general assumption was that they may have just wandered too close to shore by accident. But the exact same thing happened near Taylor's Bay, and according to the locals who were trying to help, the whales and dolphins sounded like they were screaming for help. Check it out real quick.
First stranded before 2 p.m. yesterday at the rocky beach in Taylor's Bay.
They were screaming. It is probably the thing that's stopping me from sleeping, because you can hear this screaming in your ears. They were making more than a noise. They were really yelling out for help.
And even after the locals and rescue teams helped the whales back into the water, they re-beached themselves further down the coast, almost as if they refused to go deeper into the ocean. Over in the beach in Oregon, a female anglerfish washed up, which is really strange when you consider that they live 2,000 to 3,000 feet deep. And with the huge anomaly that we were initially told was a glitch coming back, people's speculation is starting to grow and theories are starting to circulate. I touched on the first theory that states that very large creatures, or a very large creature, possibly Leviathan, has entered our ocean's ecosystems, eating the wildlife and scaring them as well. But there's a second theory stating that some sort of frequency device is being used or tested, heating up the oceans and scaring the wildlife. Leave a like, let me know what you...
That one is interesting. I want to lean towards that it is some type of either radiation or frequency signal that is happening that is messing with their geolocation, and they don't know which way they're going. They don't know which way is north, so they just go one way and then they end up beaching themselves and they don't know how to navigate anymore. It could be that. I don't know, but I just heard a voice in my head that said, and a third of the animals in the sea will die. So if you know, you know. It's just strange that just popped into my head when I was watching that. But anyways, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think.
Donald Trump's shooter was seen in an ad for BlackRock. And if you didn't think this whole incident with Donald Trump was crazy enough, the fact that Trump's shooter is seen in this video for BlackRock just adds icing to the cake. BlackRock is one of the biggest companies in the world that owns shares in just about everything. BlackRock has been widely criticized over the years for investing in companies that are involved in fossil fuels, the arms industry, the People's Liberation Army, and human rights violations in China. BlackRock was also criticized for its close ties to the Federal Reserve during the COVID-19 pandemic. BlackRock has been involved in these huge rumors that they were allegedly involved in owning Fox Network and the voting systems. And there were also rumors alleging that they were involved in this big cabal being responsible for the COVID pandemic. In 2020, BlackRock was named one of the biggest shadow banks due to their size and financial assets. And in 2021, it was deemed that they were too big to fail. And what makes this whole situation even weirder is the fact that BlackRock took down this video after Trump's shooter was seen in this ad. Like I said, some things are just too much to be a coincidence. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think about Trump's shooter being seen in an ad for BlackRock in the comments.
It could just be a coincidence, right? Just that he happened to be on a commercial for BlackRock doesn't mean that he has ties to them, right? They couldn't have paid him to do certain jobs here and there. I don't think that will happen. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.
I'm sorry, but what they're doing in South Korea is insane and you have no idea what's going on. So yeah, if you don't know anything about this and you don't know what's about to happen, you are going to want to watch this video, trust me. So you look at this, you probably think, oh, it's the back rooms or, I don't know, inside of a theme park ride or something like that. Well, actually, no, because this is an artificial sun that South Korea are making. There's lots of countries around the world now that are actually starting to make artificial suns. Why? I don't know. But this one, some pretty scary stuff has gone on in here, and just you wait. Basically, what they're trying to do in here is nuclear fusion. It reached a new record of holding it at 180 million degrees for 48 seconds. Probably wondering what nuclear fusion is, why do they want to do it, and I mean, well, that's it, just read. The benefits of it, this is basically the list of why people want to achieve nuclear fusion. Which, I mean, kind of goes hand in hand with old 2030 project, doesn't it, if you know what I mean. Now, saying by 2025 they want to be able to hold it at 300 million degrees for over a minute. I mean, soon, who knows what will be possible. But please, this is in South Korea, do not let this guy get his hands on it, or we'll probably be putting people inside the damn thing. If I follow about, I'll keep you updated.
I heard that China was also I heard that China was building one as well. But what I want to know is, what do they know that all these nations are now trying to build an artificial sun all of a sudden? Like, there was an interview with Trump, I believe, well, he was still president, where they asked him about global warming. He mentioned that we shouldn't be afraid of global warming. What we should be afraid of is global cooling. So does he know something that we don't know? Is there an ice age coming that we don't know about? And is this the reason why they're all trying to prepare and build an artificial sun so they could stay warm? I don't know. It's a wild theory, but I know that they're not doing this out of the kindness of their heart, just so that they could get free energy. Because you know that there's been cases where people allegedly have built devices for free energy or ways to get free energy, and they've been deleted.
And we have new reports that a highly sophisticated terrorist attack brought down the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. The FBI opening this criminal probe into the bridge collapse, and according to the FBI, agents raided the container ship Dali early this morning just before sunrise. I'm quoting now the FBI. The FBI is present aboard the cargo ship Dali, conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity. They say there is no other public information available, and we will have no further comment on this.
Took them long enough to figure it out, because a lot of people kept saying that was probably a terrorist attack, and they were dismissing it. So now finally they figured it out, and they went in there and took care of it. I don't think this is recent. I think this is from a few months ago.
Breaking news: judge dismisses classified documents case against Donald Trump. Judge Eileen Cannon has dismissed the classified documents case in a ruling Monday. She said the appointment of the special counsel Jack Smith violated the Constitution. Does seem like everything has aligned in the period of like 3 days to make it very obvious Donald Trump's going to be the next president. There's no doubt about it at this point.
Well, they tried to kill him.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
And they missed. Or God turned his head and they missed.
And then within like 4 minutes, Elon Musk endorses him, richest man in the world.
Right.
Biggest, most important media mogul in the world by far. And Bill Ackman, lifelong Democrat. It's like all of a sudden, it's just everything changes.
Yeah.
In one moment.
Well, when God shows up that clearly, it's hard for even the biggest detractors to deny it. They go, what did I just watch? You just watched God turn Donald Trump's head literally a split second right before the bullet whizzed by. I mean, if he'd have still been looking this way, it catches him here. He turns this way, it catches him here. We all just watched it. I mean, think about God making his presence known. I mean, on the biggest possible story you ever could, and the whole world just saw that. So now you've got people going, okay, I believe it. Because how do you deny that?
No, that's exactly right. I feel like we're in the middle of history. We're in the middle. America's a movie, and we have no idea how it ends.
Right.
This a movie has to be a horror movie, because the stuff that's happening is not normal. But I don't know if it was God's intervention or not, but the guy's lucky nonetheless. Because it's true, if he wouldn't have turned when he did, he would have gotten hit in the head.
I know everybody thinks everything is a conspircy, although I told y'all 2 years ago, I showed y'all the report where the CIA created the term conspiracy theory for critical thinkers. It is just a weaponized term, and it is not a conspiracy that there likely is a clone-yay and clones and skin mask and Jamie Foxx might be the next one. It's not a conspiracy that these things actually exist. So I'm just going to show you guys the difference between clones and skin masks that are going around, because the world is a stage and everything is not what you think it is.
Humans made to order, mothers giving birth to themselves, babies conceived just so their body parts can be transplanted. Come with me into the scary new world of cloning. The nightmarish stuff of science fiction has suddenly become a reality. Behind those walls, there are people with the technology, the ability, and the desire to genetically engineer human embryos, to be the first in the world to successfully clone a human being.
Very pleased to announce that the first baby clone is born. She was born yesterday at 11:55 a.m. in the country where she was born. So this will not give you more details about the location. She's fine. We call her Eve.
Clonate is a private company. We founded that 4 years ago, got the funding to really have lab last August. And so now we have 3 scientists working almost full-time in a lab here in the United States with the major goal for us to produce a human embryo by human cloning.
My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonate in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration in Clonate. When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and I guess the father, surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
I think you have my head on the stick. Oh my God. My son never looked so good. Oh my God.
Just me, or what is this creature that doesn't breathe and has fish gills or something weird?
Now they say the truth is stranger than fiction, so share, duet, whatever before they take this down because they don't want y'all to know about clones and skin masks yet. But it's revelation time, so.
I don't know what's going on with her neck, but that looks like she's growing some gills. On the cloning thing, they said it themselves that they succeeded in cloning that first baby, which was Eve. So I don't know if they did Eve, like the guy said, where's Adam? And then you know that when they start doing movies about that, like they cloned Tyrone, you know that there's something behind it because they love to rub it in our faces. They're like, ah.
However, a few of y'all in the comments have mentioned the giant. I didn't want to share this story, mainly because I didn't want to sound crazy. However, a few of y'all in the comments have mentioned the giant of Kandahar. Now, I will go ahead and tell you, I never encountered the giant of Kandahar because rumor has it that it was taken down by special forces in Kandahar in 2002. Also, I was stationed further south in the Helmand province in 2009. However, we did have our own giant, and we called him the Helmand giant. We encountered him once, and this is that story. So we had received intel that there was a cave at the foot of the mountains near us that was being used as a weapons cache. The intel seemed somewhat reliable, so a mission was put together and our platoon was up in the rotation. We were kind of hesitant because we knew that the roads by the mountains were controlled by the Taliban, and if we went off-road around there, the moon dust was just really bad. We were going to get stuck. And if you get stuck in Taliban country, you know that an ambush is coming. Nevertheless, orders are orders. So we all geared up, we mounted up, and we headed out. After traveling for about an hour, fortunately, we didn't have any events. We finally saw the base of the mountains. And we're about a click away when we noticed these footprints in the ground. It was actually our driver who noticed it first. Well, I looked, and these footprints were ginormous. It was probably about the size of a full-size toddler from head to toe. That's how big the foot was. At this point, we had all been in country for several months, so we all heard the stories of the giants in Afghanistan, and we just thought they were just made up stories. Stories to kind of scare us, help us pass time, because you hear these stories, they're all exaggerated. But when we saw these footprints, we immediately knew we were seeing the footprints of these giants we heard so much about. So we stopped to take a look, and as we dismounted, we noticed that there were several different footprints. The weird thing was we didn't see any vehicle tracks, and we knew at that moment we were set up. But as you all know, orders are orders, so we moved forward to make sure the cave didn't hold any weapon caches. We're about 200 meters out when our driver spotted something emerging from the cave. He yelled up to me in the turret to get my gun up because he saw it before I did. I was on the Mark 19, so I got it ready. Suddenly, we all saw it, and it was the biggest human thing I have ever seen. He was easily 14 to 16 feet high. He was huge. He was a big boy, and he had fiery red hair. He came out and he started grabbing these, little boulders essentially, and just started lobbing them at us. They were impacting all around us, and I started to return fire with the Mark 19. He was just smacking the 40 millimeter grenades right back at us, like it was nothing. Just like he was playing baseball with us, essentially. Some of the grenades exploded on impact. Some he was able to hit. He was just fast. Our 50 cal gunner forced him back into the cave. So we were able to finally surround the entrance. And as I went to reload, the vehicle started shaking really bad, and I was just being tossed around in the turret. And it was just really weird because the driver started yelling at me, saying, "Hong, Hong." And all of a sudden, as I reached for those grenades to reload, it turned into a bright red light yelling at me to wake up because I had Firewatch.
This guy's an ass, bro. Can't believe I sat through that whole thing thinking it was a real story, and then, well, if I had to watch that, then I already recorded it, me watching it, so might as well put it in the video, so you guys gotta watch it as well. If I gotta suffer, you guys gotta suffer as well. Like I said, we're a family, we're in this together. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit those comments, share if you have somebody that would like to see this video. So subscribe if you haven't, because we're on the last stretch to 1K, and you want to be part of the 1K club. So let's go. Thank everyone for your support, for all your likes, for all your comments. And that's it for tonight, guys. See you next video. Peace out.